Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Enlightened Affluence. My name is Candra, and tonight we have Tayna. We're going to be discussing what he does, but before we begin, remember this channel is about enlightening yourself to build your business as well as to support one another. And you also want to look into some things that I'm doing as well. So my company is offering wine, artisan wines delivered straight to your home. We also have wings of education, literacy, English as a second language, also financial education and credit. And also, we have many, many free resources so that you can get on budget, grow your business. So you definitely want to contact me below if you need assistance with anything. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe and continue to follow because you never know what we're going to be talking about. So today I have Tayna. So that's a whole nother show to talk about what this person means to me. So I know I've had a lot of people on this channel that are in my personal network, but this one Tay, I'll probably have to have you on a couple of times. So today we are focusing on in-season entertainment. So tell us a little bit about what in-season is doing and how it came about and what inspires you to keep it going.
No problem. Thanks for having me. First of all, Candra, are you able to hear me? Okay.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So Tay's coming to us from the car. He said he's
Yeah.
going to keep this commitment. I love it.
So, in-season entertainment, um, there's a lot involved in that. There's a lot of history behind that. It stems from a grand music movement and entertainment music movement from decades ago. And I don't want to date myself. I'm just saying, there's a lot of experience in entertainment, but it kind of feeds in and funnels this movement. And as you hear it, it's in season. It's tricky when you see it written down because it's spelled in the letter N, the letter C, and then sun, like what you see in the sky. So a lot of people think it's NC sun, and I understand that, but it's actually in season. And anything in season, you know what I mean, you expect it to be relevant at all times. And so with our music and with our movement, we strive to make sure we speak and entertain and present that which is beneficial to who's ever present, and at the same time make sure that it's lighthearted and entertaining as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, like as we were discussing before, you may be quite possibly one of the most flexible entrepreneurs I've ever met. Whenever something has come to pass or something has happened, it's kind of like you don't miss a beat. And I don't know if it's like forethought or if you just have a vision and you just go with it. For like when your group broke up and things of that nature happened unforeseen. And I just say, I hope you don't mind, but I gotta give a shout out to Typhoon. Like you all were probably one of the tightest groups ever. Like with MCs, especially female MCs, could not match your female MC. It was just like she was and like the shows and everything, we were so excited. And unforeseen things happen, but mega talent in this group. But when it shifted, it's like your dream didn't stop. You shifted. We were talking before about when you moved into your neighborhood and you saw a need for food, you built a garden, had the community helping. You saw a need for literacy, brought the bookstore in to bring in things that you know people needed to read and know about. So what keeps you that flexible? What makes you like not stop? Those things that make people, it takes most of us years to get back on the wagon. What just helps you keep it turning?
um I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. I i think that it's good for not just myself but for anybody who's has a goal or any objectives they try to take care of. It's important that you have a mission statement, just like any business. They have a mission and a vision statement. I think that each individual should also have a mission statement. So mine is very clear, and I'm going according to it. And we understand that things are going to happen, but we don't see ourselves as victims, and and feel like who we are is determined by our circumstances. Instead, we make our plan, we go according to it, we make adjustments along the way. And the idea is adapt and overcome, and just stay the course.
Mm. So the circumstance doesn't dictate your vision. You just make sure your vision makes it through any circumstance, correct?
Right. It's just you gotta stand firm. Like for me to put something in motion, an idea in motion, and then we go through something and it doesn't go how we wanted it to go, and then I quit. Then why did I set out on that journey in the first place? It's like that can't stop you. You just gotta figure out like, oh, okay, well, I might have learned one way not to do it. That might be what the lesson was. So they say that you only lose when you lose the lesson. So you're supposed to learn from the journey and keep moving.
Wow. So, like, what can we look for from in-season entertainment as far as in the next couple of months within 2021? What's coming from in-season entertainment? In-season entertainment.
Um, we have solo artists who deal with hip hop. We have a couple of vocalists, and so behind the scenes, everybody's recording projects. I actually have a website that you could check out, and we will drop. And go ahead and subscribe to that website. I'll give it to you. It's number1music.com, all spelled out. number1music.com/Tay Novel, and Tay Novel is TAYNOVEL. You go there, subscribe to the page, and whatever goes on, we send out newsletters and everything. So you get the latest and the greatest. Also on Instagram, I'll be posting more content here in the near future. We've been going through content creation groups to make sure that you're putting out that posts that people can even want to check for. So just check for me on those platforms to get the details. But we definitely have amazing talent on deck, and it's a wide range of what you might see. So I don't even want to like place it because it could be completely something outside of what I'm mentioning right now. Just know when you talk about in season, and again, I'm talking about being relevant. Sometimes we have to put something in motion that we've never seen before. So we don't even know what we're doing sometimes. We just know we got to dig and pull it out. And then sometimes we surprise ourselves.
Yes, I'm thorough. Like I was listening to Chosen's release, the intro you sent me. Wow, he's grown so much. Definitely make sure that that link's below and all that your links are below. But I love the fact that your artists come with it. There's message music, there's fun music. Like you cover the whole gamut when you go in, and it's lyrical and it's relatable and it's I miss it. I miss it. Like it's what hip hop has been missing. It's like for those of us who grew up, in hip hop and who grew up as poets and writing and who came up with it, like just listening to what you all are working on is just so refreshing. So I am excited for 2021. And that's why I really wanted to put you on because there's a lot of people like me who, yeah, we like to dance and bounce a little bit, but we miss hip hop. We miss, lyrics. We miss that vibe. We miss, all that. So I'm glad that's coming back. So the next thing I want to talk about with you is just take it to a whole nother level is adversity. When it's regardless of industry, regardless of what we're doing, especially entertainment industry took a beating. The arts took a beating with COVID. So now we're coming out of that. But even before that, as entrepreneurs, we go through things. So when you're hit with those 1-2 punches and you've had a lot of them, what is it? What is your why? What is your purpose? What keeps you going regardless?
Um, I don't want to sound too cliche, but you got those two dates, the year that represents when you were born and the one that you don't know yet. It's gonna be that moment you transition from this physical form. So right now we're just working on the hyphen, so we building up the hyphen, and which means, and I don't really mean to sound morbid, but you're creating what's gonna go on that document when people read, when they come see you when you land in that box. You know what I'm saying? So make it beautiful, make it count. You know, so like you like who has it easy? Like whoever promised it was gonna be easy. You know, so like when people on board with anything I got going on, and I know it might be something that you might have to like be steadfast and kind of like fight through the process. And it's important that we trust the process, and you can't trust the process if you can't trust yourself. So it's a lot of character development. You know, that's what the books were for, so we can read. You know, because a lot of us we was fed the wrong foods mentally, and it made things difficult for us. So we got to try to find who we are and what we are in this space, and be ourselves. It's difficult to really move forward with a plan when you don't know who you are. You know, so that knowledge of self piece is so integral. It's so important with regards to figuring these things out in adversity. And you know, it's certain mantras that we play in our mind. I remember my grandma taught me a song when I was a little kid. She said, I'm not going to sing it, I'm just going to tell you the words. She said, me and the devil had a tussle, but I won. It repeats, me and the devil had a tussle, but I won. I hate the devil, and he hates me. Me and the devil could not agree. Me and the devil had a tussle, but I won. As simple as that is, it's like you understand that negative is competitive. So you just got to keep competing. You know, and like I said, if you're really about that life, like figuring that route out, I bet you'll find like-minded people. Because the science is that a lot of times, you know, you can do a lot on your own. But my mom, one thing you hear me say a lot is that none of us is as strong as all of us. So when you got a team and it's a dynamic team, and you ain't worried about their ego and people bumping heads, you might be able to figure some things out. You know, I don't ever do nothing by myself. I always have a support system. That's important.
Yeah, the ego, like I was just having a discussion about that the other day, how there's been so many beautiful creations coming along as far as like the arts, and we don't see those anymore simply out of ego. And even as an entrepreneur, sometimes your ego can, you know, paralyze you because you're so either concerned about the brand or so concerned about the look or so concerned about everything that you fail to start. And so that's really important as we're trying to, you know, build and dream and get our dreams out there. So what speaking to the artists and everything, the artists out there who are going through it right now, who are rebuilding, rebranding, you know, coming together, still creating and wanting to still make the living out of the arts. What advice do you have?
I wrote a song about it. Like to hear it?
Yes.
Here we go. I said, what's the supply and the demand for Jesus? They cry they need us. You see the cops and how they beat us. In more ways than one, my people need to be some heat seekers. We Ivy Leaguers. This is strictly for the heat seekers. And this is the part I'm talking about. How you go from being unknown, just another one, to doing your thing, then end up at number one. Be original and dig deeper. They don't have to like your music. They don't have to be your friend either. They pretend either. And Tay Nav's blessed. It's Tay Nas or KRS. He reminds me of a time that was before it became offset. Tell the truth. These rappers get in the booth and they got some things you like about them. Categories with boxes next to them, but they ain't all checked. Generic Nikes. They pocketbook rookies. Make me laugh like boxer fit bookies. So when I rhyme, don't think that I'm not keeping up with the times, Newsweek. You think, what if I would have just shined? You a dreamer. Don't think it's real till they have to call FEMA. They see the buzz. Some people would hate, so be it, love. Tay nah, if he be a judge. Because no matter whether or not they even deserve it, if I throw these words and sentences at them, they could get murdered. So with that, the moral of the story is be original. You know, a lot of times you find yourself trying to be somebody else, only to realize that that person is already taken. So you will be exposed. Be yourself. You know, you have your own qualities and characteristics. You might mess around and put some emotion somebody else might be inspired by. You know, so like you dig deep, see what talents you bring to the table, explore those. Watch what happens. It's a process. You gotta trust the process. It's too much regurgitation. It's time for innovation, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's none more to say. There's nothing more. That is the affirmation, the encouragement. That is everything. If you tell yourself every day to be original, somebody might need you and what you bring to the table. That's it. You say that every day, you're gonna
Mhm.
bring it to the table. So as we close out this interview, what are your final words to fellow artists, to fellow entrepreneurs, to fellow dreamers?
You'll realize that, right? The industry, the entertainment industry is a medium. And I don't know why we think it's the medium. It's just a medium. We don't have to rely on that. You know, and if COVID didn't teach you self-sufficiency and independently, or independence rather, you kind of missed the whole move. You know, so in a day where you got access to the World Wide Web, we don't even really need record labels no more.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? And like because of that reason, sometimes when I take correspondence, like people checking for in season and the music that we're doing, I have to go to Google Translate to even see what the message is saying. Like they coming at you from different languages. So we got access to that type of audience now. So you can leverage that in a way where I mean, with that alone, I don't even know why we seeking the industry. You understand what I'm saying? Like be
Mhm.
your own brand, get a better grasp of what marketing is about. You don't have to be the best knower of that. Find someone else who is. You know, and like be talented. Like don't just because somebody said you was hot, don't just believe them. Like go to people who like might not, who gonna tell you the truth. Like because it be people who not talented, you know, coming out because no one was really honest. But yo, your friends of the artist, tell them if it ain't no good. Don't be lying to them. You know what I'm saying? Tell them the truth so they can get better. We y'all want better, but y'all lying to them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, can we be honest with each other, please? You
Please.
know? Yeah. So yeah, but like we don't have to go through those mediums because when you go through those other mediums, the industry, then you realize that the filters aren't controlled by you. And so the way they may have you sounding, looking, and branding yourself can have you influencing people in the worst way. And so I once heard a wise man tell me, I'm just being a messenger right now. For the musicians, he said, one song is worth 1,000 sermons. That's power. Don't abuse that power. Don't be used as a tool or as a slave because your influence is real. And our children are watching.
Yep, and they are. And they are. And especially those coming up and wanting to be artists. So Tay, I am so honored, Tay now, that you came on my channel. Definitely going to be putting all the links to In Season Entertainment, to Tay Novel's album, which I had the privilege to hear the other day. And I said, yes, yes, yes. And also, when you look below, you'll see my contact information to get in contact with, and um, definitely like message me if you need even more information or you have more questions or you even need help with anything. So on that note, thank you so much, and I appreciate you. And be safe out there on the streets. I heard sirens. All right, and I thank you so much, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.
Thank you for having me. Peace and love.
Yes.